All right, today we're diving into a platform that basically promises to give every single trader their own personal superpower. We're talking about an AI agent that works for you around the clock. This is Cod3x.
I mean, just think about that for a second, right? How cool would it be to have an expert, an absolute pro, analyzing the markets, hitting the buy and sell buttons, and managing your portfolio, all while you're asleep, at your day job, or just out living your life? That's the dream, and it's pretty much the core idea we're exploring today.
But hey, before we get to the solution, we've got to talk about the problem. And for anyone who's ever tried to actively trade, you know this problem is very, very real. It's the simple fact that the markets just never stop. And this slide, wow, it just lays out the whole struggle, doesn't it? The markets, especially in crypto and Forex, are always on. So what happens? You're glued to the screen, constantly monitoring charts, and that leads to burnout. It leads to making emotional calls instead of strategic ones, and you're trying to wrap your head around super complex technical analysis. That whole dream of easy passive trading, yeah, it can turn into a total nightmare fast. So what if you could just offload all of that, all the hard stuff, the heavy lifting? Well, this is where Cod3x comes into the picture. It's proposing a really powerful answer to that trader's dilemma. So let's meet your new AI trading agent. The first and maybe biggest promise here is that it's fully automated. As they put it, no babysitting needed. You're the one who sets the strategy, and then the agent just goes to work. It frees you up to, do literally anything else. The system handles all that meticulous execution so you don't have to. But here's the thing. It's not just some simple if this, then that kind of bot. And this is crucial. It's a self-improving AI. It's actually designed to learn and adapt its game plan as the market conditions change, which, let's be honest, they always do. This keeps your strategy from getting stale. So how does it adapt? Well, it's doing tireless technical analysis 24/7. It's constantly scanning everything, price movements, trend lines, all those key indicators like RSI and MACD. And because it never sleeps, it can spot potential opportunities around the clock, setups that even the most dedicated human trader could totally miss. And really, this quote from their site just says it all. It wraps up the entire idea in one single powerful sentence. This is the goal, right? To get professional-grade trading all the time without you having to be the one glued to the screen. Okay, a 24/7 AI Pro sounds amazing, but how does it actually work? Let's pull back the curtain for a minute and take a look at what's really going on under the hood. It all boils down to this three-step process. First, the AI does all that heavy lifting, all that detailed chart analysis. Then, and this is a really key point of control for you get to choose the brain for your agent. We're talking about picking from powerhouse models like OpenAI's GPT or Google's Gemini. And finally, once the strategy and the brain are set, the agent takes over, executing, adjusting, and closing out trades for you. And this slide really breaks down that relationship perfectly. Think of it as a partnership. You're the strategist, right? You set the game plan. You pick the AI model you want to use. And your agent, it's your tireless operator, the one in the trenches doing the 24/7 analysis and executing the trades. You guide, it does the work. Now, let's talk about something that's super important, security. This platform is what we call non-custodial. It uses some fancy air-gapped wallet technology. But here's what that actually means for you. You, and only you, have control over your funds. Your private keys stay private. End of story. So when you put all this together, the automation, the control you still have, and the security, what do you actually get? Well, the platform calls it giving you an unfair advantage. Let's see what kind of tech is actually powering that claim. So this whole thing is driven by some pretty serious technology. It's built to process hundreds of different market data points all at once. You get to tap into the latest and greatest AI models from all the big names. And for the more advanced users, you can even plug in your own custom data sources. It's this killer combo of raw power and serious flexibility. And all that tech in the background powers some really practical, hands-on features. I mean, you can literally chat with your agent to tweak its strategy on the fly. It pulls in real-time data from places like Deck Screener. The AI even gives you trade analysis in plain English, all while you're managing your positions from a super clear interface. Okay, so you hear all this, right? All this advanced tech, all these features, and you might be thinking, this has got to be for like coding wizards or professional traders only. But the platform actually makes a huge point of being accessible. Let's run through a few common questions. This is the big one, isn't it? Is this something a total beginner could even get started with? And the answer is a pretty straightforward nope. You can start with pre-built strategy templates. Or, and this is really cool, you can just describe a strategy to the AI in plain language, and it'll build one for you. That just massively lowers the barrier to entry.
All right, next up, the tech hurdle. The crypto world can be intimidating with all the browser wallets and seed phrases and all that. Is that a problem here?
And again, it's a simple no. By using a service called Moon, Cod3x lets you set up a secure wallet with nothing more than your email address. This just gets rid of one of the biggest and most confusing roadblocks for anyone who's new to this space.
Okay, but what about the folks who are already experienced traders? The ones who don't necessarily want to give up all their control? What if you just want to use the AI for its brain power, but still be the one to pull the trigger?
Absolutely. The whole system is designed to be super flexible. You can use it purely as a powerful analysis tool, just to get signals and spot opportunities and then go trade manually. Or you can flip the switch and go full auto. The choice is completely yours. And at the end of the day, that's really what this whole thing boils down to. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner with a simple idea or an advanced trader with some complex theory. The goal of a tool like this is to help you close that gap between your idea and actually executing it in the market. Which leaves us with one final and kind of fun question to think about. If you could actually get back all those hours you spend staring at charts, what would you do with that time? It brings us right back to the beginning, back to that core promise of not just smarter trading, but more freedom.